3 more mega dragons are now awake, and we have entered a period that I can lovingly, playfully refer to as Extreme Makeover U Edition. All right. So these 3 mega dragons that just woke up are the facilitators of this process. They are the hosts of this show, and you can probably already feel exactly what I'm talking about. So this is your Mega Dragon update video, energy update video for the beginning of December 2025. We're going to dive deeper into that, into what has occurred since the last time I talked about the Mega Dragons, what we can expect from future Mega Dragons, and how these impact us directly, like how it's impacting us, what we can do about it. But first, for those of you who may not know me, my name is Hannah, and I empower you to empower yourself. And today it is my intention to do that by familiarizing you with the Mega Dragons and how they correlate to the Ascension process, and essentially how you can work with their energies, how you can have this higher perspective on Ascension so that you take charge of your Ascension journey rather than feeling like a victim to it. So if that sounds good to you, let's dive into it. So first off, I will say Carrie K has also done an in-depth video on these 3 mega dragons that just woke up. Would recommend that if you haven't seen it. Something that I really like and appreciate about Carrie K that I just don't really have, at least at this point, is her clairvoyance seems to be very strong around these mega dragons. She can see them very clearly, and I feel it helps me when I listen to her talking about them. It helps to paint a picture for me of what they look like. Myself, claircognizance is my strongest clairability. So a lot of times that doesn't come with the bells and whistles of seeing and hearing so much, but it does come with the very strong instant downloads and instant knowing about certain things. So I think it's really funny too. I love that we're vibing. I find this very validating, honestly, that this stuff is real, that it's really happening, because I had the hit maybe a week or so ago, 10 days ago as of filming this. And I just felt the Mega Dragons really strongly. And I was like, oh, I feel like maybe some new Mega Dragons are awake or something. I just feel really strongly that I need to do a Mega Dragon energy update video now. And it was very strong. And there was all this energy from them flowing in. And I was intending to do that. And then I saw that Carrie K posted her video on these 3 new Mega Dragons that day, in that instance that I had that knowing. And I was like, oh my God. So I'm not just making this stuff up. This is being validated. This is being experienced by other channels. How cool. And then I didn't actually get a chance to do an in-depth video that day. I did do a little mini bite-sized channeled video from them that day, but I didn't have time to do this in-depth video until now. So this is what you are getting today. And so just to summarize, if you have not seen Carrie's video, she describes these new Mega Dragons. There are 3 of them. And the big one, the biggest one, let's say, the main one, you could say, the one with the strongest energy is a female feminine dragon who is mostly white with some gold, okay? Then she has 2 consorts with her, is kind of what I'm seeing. And there's a masculine male dragon that is bronze colored, and then there's a feminine female dragon that is silver, okay? So those are the energies that have recently woken up, that are very, very prominent in the spotlight right now. So the general energy, I would say, of these 3, and they're working together as one unit, really. There's 3 separate energies working together as one unit. The general energy I get is what not to wear. I don't know if anyone watched that show. I don't know, it's been 20 years or something, but I remember back in college, I would watch the show on TLC a lot, and it was literally called What Not to Wear. And basically this woman and this man would help people, usually women, completely make over their life. And just they would walk them through these makeovers and tell them like what they're doing wrong with like the clothes that they were wearing and stuff, help them find clothes that were more in alignment, shall we say, with them, that really brought out their best qualities. And there was a little bit of that snappiness and snarkiness, but it was all in love for like bringing the best out of these women. So when I heard about these 3 mega dragons from Carrie K, this is immediately like the imagery I got in my mind that I couldn't get out of my mind, is that these 3 mega dragons are like the Ascension what not to wear dragons, and that is their energy. So basically what they are coming through and doing is just, they are helping us with this review, this crunch that I talked about in my December energy update video up here. I'll link that for you. But it's like, we're in this crunch now. We've had to let go of a lot this year. We've transformed a lot. And anything else remaining in our systems that's out of alignment, that's got to go. We can't take it with us in 2025. But that's cool. These mega dragons have our back. So basically, these 3, in particular, that big main female one, are looking at our lives and looking at our energy bodies, and are like, that's got to go. That's out of alignment. What are you doing? Like, what do you think you're doing? What you really think you can pull off that look? Again, in the most loving way possible. They're really like lovingly calling us out, like, no. You can do so much better than this, and you know it, and we're going to help show you the path to get there. That's essentially the energy that these mega dragons bring. And so really it's this feminine one at the helm that has like that energy most prominently. And then the 2 other supporters, the male one, the bronze one, he brings in this energy of like just really, really healthy, grounded, chill, masculine energy. And I feel his energy is going to be really helpful for people, because all of us up until now, whether you identify as a man, a woman, non-binary, or something else, all of us up until now have had some negative connotations around masculine energy. This is truly what the patriarchy is. It's imbalanced masculine energy. It doesn't have anything really to do with men versus women. All of us have suffered as a result of this imbalanced, toxic masculine energy. All of us are still kind of floundering, like, what even is healthy masculine energy? That's what this bronze dragon's gonna help us do. He's helping us to see what healthy masculine energy is. And if you need proof of that, if you wanna start attuning to that frequency, you can call on him specifically for that, to hold that healthy, grounded masculine space. He's happy to do that for you. And like what he can do is like, not only does he show you that masculine energy, it's structure, it's the container. So as I always say in my analogy, I see it like the feminine is this cosmic soup, this life force energy, and the masculine is the soup bowl. Without that soup bowl, the feminine energy is just like a blob on the floor. It's just floating into outer space. There's no form to it. There's no shape to it. Masculine structure, it gives that bowl shape. It gives that soup shape. So basically, he wants to give that shape to everyone, whether you're a woman or man or something else. He wants to give that structure, that shape to you, so that you can safely start exploring your own feminine energy a little bit. Because again, in this patriarchal society, we've all repressed our feminine in one way or another. We've all had some negative connotation as well to the feminine. So this month, as I talked about in the December energy forecast, is about resting, receiving, integrating. That's a very feminine energy. And so this bronze dragon, he's going to kind of hold that masculine space for us so we can all spelunk into that feminine energy a little bit more than may be comfortable this month. So that is his energy. Then we have the silver one, and I feel she's really like spunky. She's really spunky. She's really fresh-faced. I think she's like the youngest of the 3, and she's very powerful. She's got like this Spitfire energy. So she brings this very high vibrational silver energy, silver frequency into the mix. This is something that is very foreign. I've talked about it now recently in the past few months when I've talked about silver dragon energy versus gold dragon energy versus all the other types of dragons that there are, the different colors, the different elementals. And so silver dragon energy, silver energy, it is very purifying. It's very cleansing. It's very starseed, okay? And it's not usually very accepted on this planet. So people that have strong silver dragon energy, they feel even more isolated than other types of dragons. So I myself, I identify very strongly with the golden dragon energy. The golden dragon energy, it's like we don't belong here any more than the silver dragon energy people do. However, gold dragon people are really good at playing the game and pretending and like wearing the masks, playing the role and kind of blending in. But the silver dragon people, the silver energy is not meant to do that at all. And so it just feels like it's like the sore thumb sticking out. This is what she brings, and she like happily brings this energy now. And so it's going to be easier for silver dragon people, let's say, to find their people with her kind of roaming the skies now. But also she's just getting the collective used to this energy. She's injecting a shot of the silver energy to like purify the collective, start to induce these like spiritual awakenings in the collective at large, start to bring people psychic gifts online, okay? So those are like the three energies, and they're all working together as a team. So the main one, the white one, she is clearing the space, and she's like, no, this has to go, this has to go, this has to go. She is clearing the space so that you have a fresh slate come 2026. The bronze dragon, he's holding healthy masculine energy for us. He's an anchor, grounding point. Silver one, she is imbuing, boom, these high frequency energies, attuning us to our souls, attuning us to our innate psychic and creative gifts. Very, very fun stuff. Can you just feel their energies? I feel their energies as I'm talking about it, and they're honored that I'm talking about them. And yeah, they're like, they're showing me that they're blushing. How cute. Yes. Yeah, so they're very fun. They're very cool. They're a party. Feel free to play with them and know that like they are a team. So when you invite in one, you're inviting all of them in, because this is how it works in these phases. All three pieces of this puzzle are necessary to have the transformation needed to step into 2026 in the most empowered way possible. So that said, let's talk about hypotheses that I myself made and others made, and how that stacks up compared to like what has manifested at this point. So one of the big hypotheses that I made last time was that I sensed that when the next mega dragons woke up, it wouldn't just be one, it would be two, most likely, that they would wake up in quick succession of each other or at the same time. Now we kind of got that, but it's a little bit of a plot twist, right? So not two, but three, and they all woke up at the same time. However, and this goes into another point, I also had the hypothesis that the next two dragons to wake up would be these yin-yang dragons as I see them. So it's a feminine and a masculine, very big energies of feminine, masculine counterpart, divine union energy, balancing, harmonizing divine feminine, divine masculine energy within and without. So these are what I sensed. And I would say these three that woke up, they are not necessarily that. So I do believe, I do get the sense, we'll see if this turns out to be the case, I get the sense that this white one, the main one, she's really big. She almost has this energy of royalty compared to any of the other mega dragons that I've connected with. I sense that she could very well be our yin dragon, but I don't think the bronze dragon that's with her is the yang dragon. I think that is now going to be the next one that wakes up. So then third hypothesis, I kind of, when I felt into the energies of these yin-yang dragons, these next dragons to wake up, I was like getting the energy of like the colors black, purple, and silver. And so with these three that just woke up, we did get silver, but there's no black or purple. And so my new hypothesis going off of this, again, is that the next one to wake up may just be this yang dragon, and that he's gonna have maybe that black and purple energy now. And so that would quite literally give us yin-yang dragons, right? We would have this white yin dragon, and then we would have this black yang dragon. And in traditional, the traditional yin-yang, it's the white that's the masculine, the black that's the feminine. But I think like they literally, like very intentionally are manifested in these colors that they're manifested in, because the black is often demonized. And the feminine, again, in the patriarchal society, is demonized, it's repressed. And I think they quite intentionally decided to incarnate with these colors to show you that, you know, like the feminine doesn't have to be demonized, and you know, you can embrace the feminine more, to give like the spotlight, to give like this green flag to the feminine. And so that's why I get the sense she has manifested as this white pearlescent dragon that is more inviting, because as a culture, like we do tend to have these stigmas around the color black. And like when animals are black, like black cats, I had a black cat growing up, and we wouldn't want to let him roam around Halloween, because like people would like take these black cats and like sacrifice them, and like we'd have neighbors complain about him and stuff. And I'm like, he's just a cat, like just let him be. You don't need to be like cat racist now, come on now. But that's unfortunately the collective has demonized just that color, and now it's time, as we heal that, they're kind of flipping the stereotypes on its head to show us. And so now it's almost like the feminine is, at least in spiritual communities, it is more embraced, and it's kind of like put on this pedestal, like, yes, the feminine, we need the feminine, because we do. And it's the masculine that's being demonized. It's like, ew, no, I don't want my masculine energy, because we're so sick of the unhealthy masculine energy. So now the masculine's kind of manifesting as this shadow being. But the lesson at the end of the day is that neither is right or wrong, neither is good or evil. We are meant to have both. We all have both, whether we accept that or not. And we're meant to harmonize both, to accept both, to integrate both. So new hypotheses. Like I said, my main hypothesis now for the Mega Dragon update energy is that we're going to have a big masculine waking up next, most likely. And that this is the yang to the yin, and that then the yin-yang dragons will be in full force. And I sense that it will be very, very quick. Like I said initially, when I made that prediction, I sensed it would be at the same time or in very quick succession. And so I feel like he could be up any time within the next couple of weeks. I think we're looking at the latest, like the 21st. I also talked about this in my December energy update video, but it's like around the 19th to the 21st, whoo, that's going to be an intense wild card energy. 3i Atlas is going to be super close. It's the closest possible to the planet. And there's going to be some like beaming. And I suspect it could even be quite literally like an alarm, a wake up alarm for this Yang mega dragon that is just about to wake up. And so there could be a correlation with that. But it's also possible he could wake up a little bit before that. I think his energy might be linked to this 3i Atlas, but he could wake up a little bit before. So my guesstimate, if I could give a time guesstimate to this, is like that he will wake up likely between 12:12 and 12:21, somewhere in that window. I sense it. And so I'm curious, like, yeah, if y'all just keep your channels open, tune in, and like we're gonna feel it when he's awake. Okay, I feel his energy is very, very big. It's very big, because this feminine that is awake, this yin, alleged yin dragon that is awake, her energy is already so big. And it's like, again, the masculine contains the feminine, provides structure to the feminine. So if her energy is big, this yang dragon's energy, it's going to be even bigger to contain that yin energy. And so I feel once he wakes up, we're all going to feel it. It's going to be really intense. And again, that dark energy, black energy, for those that have not done their shadow work, as I say, they're going to be feeling these dark nights of the souls. And it's going to be really triggering when he wakes up. And when 3i Atlas is blasting us with light, that's going to be really triggering for a lot of people. It's going to trigger a lot of dark night energy. However, it's the opposite. For those of us that have been doing this work consistently, regularly, dedicatedly, we're going to experience so much more light. It's like, a release. Finally, we can breathe. That's the energy that you can expect around that time. I guess just further thing to say on that is I see this actually as a mirror of divine union energies. I've mentioned that before, but like literally it's becoming obvious now that the yin dragon is allegedly awake. It makes sense to me that the yang would follow. So with the other mega dragons, like there had to be a couple of masculines that woke up first to create the space, to create the container, the structure for the feminines and the others to wake up. But in the case of union energies, divine union energies, twin flame energies, divine counterpart energies, as everyone has experienced, most likely, it is usually the feminine energy, the one that holds more, slightly more divine feminine polarity, divine feminine energy, that wakes up first, that goes on the spiritual journey first. And she takes her time. And it may not feel like that to her, it doesn't necessarily always have to be a woman, that's just a shorthand. But it doesn't feel like that to her when she's going through this process, but it is much slower. It's much more like, oh yeah, like I'm awake now, I'm relaxed. And she just like kind of really gets into her routine. And they're giving me a really funny, like stereotypical 3D example of this. It's like oftentimes women will have like a longer routine in the mornings, and you know, it's like we like to just pamper ourselves and do the makeup. I certainly do. I'm like very slow in the morning. It takes me like an hour plus to like fully get ready. Whereas like men, oftentimes the stereotype is like they just get up and they're ready, and they're just like all right, let's go. And there is no like prep work necessary. It's exactly that energy. So like the yin is awake. She's now taking her time and she's clearing the space for this masculine. And then when he wakes up, it's like he's just as powerful. So it's like it's all going to happen really fast. And know this too, if you're on like the twin flame divine counterpart journey, this is how it goes with the masculines in that journey as well. It's like the feminine wakes up and it seems like, you know, we're so ahead of the masculine and they're never going to catch up. But actually what happens is they're just way faster. So it's like once they are awake, boom, it's like they instantly catch up. They springboard to where we are. That's what's happening here. So the yang dragon, when he's awake, it's like he's going to instantly catch up and their energies are going to align and they're going to harmonize, and we're going to feel that. And they're kind of holding the space for all of us as individuals to start coming into these divine unions in 2026 and moving onwards. Hypothesis number 2 is that we're going to feel this. Like you're not going to not be able to feel this one. So the other mega dragons, I would say they've awoken pretty quietly. It's like, it's gone under my radar. Usually for me, it's not till after a few days after they've woken up that I actually feel their energy and am communicating with them. They wake up surprisingly quietly. But this one, I don't sense that's the case. I sense it's like a baby that comes out of the womb that was born is just screaming. It's like that. I feel he's going to be very loud the moment he wakes up. The whole collective is going to feel his energy and react accordingly. And so you could also expect shadows around, triggers around masculine, feminine energies pop, rising to the surface as he wakes up. Anything that's not serving us for these divine union templates coming in 2026, they gotta go. And so that could appear internally, like an imbalance of feminine, masculine within yourself, could appear externally. And oftentimes this does manifest through like gender wars and things, is how this externalizes. So these are things to keep an eye out for when he wakes up. So what can you do to prepare? What can you do to prepare? Rest and integrate. As I said in my last energy update video, we are being called to be in our feminine energy now. There's a reason the yin dragon woke up first, and she's helping us to be in this space of rest and integration. She's helping us release what's not serving us, to clear our homes so that we may step into a more empowered, more aligned life in 2026 moving onward. So we are just being called, just rest as much as possible. Try to keep your schedule as open as possible. Sleep, take baths, go slow, journal, and you will be fine. That's exactly what is needed right now. If you can avoid it, try to avoid packing your schedule tight, moving really fast, being really busy, being in the yang energy, because you're going to feel really burnt out and really agitated when this masculine wakes up, if that is the case. The best thing you can do is just surrender control. Just let yourself be held in the feminine right now. So hypothesis number 3. So with the awakening of these 3, I got the hit that there are definitely more than 7 to 9 mega dragons. This was the initial hypothesis by both myself and Carrie K. I'm now sensing there's definitely more than that. However, I think there still might be something to that. I think there still might be like 7 to 9 like main, like really big mega dragons, but there are also these supporter mega dragons that I wasn't aware of. And so I would say in this case of the 3 that just woke up, the main one is this feminine yin white dragon. And the supporters are the silver and the bronze dragons, okay? So they're also considered mega dragons, but they're more of support mega dragons. And it's like, you could think of it, they don't necessarily want you to run with this too far because they don't like the hierarchy of it. But you could think of it as like these main mega dragons, they're more like royals, okay? And then these supporter ones, they're kind of like retainers. This is literally the image I got when I heard about these 3 mega dragons from Carrie K, was that I love like the Fire Emblem series. And in some of the recent Fire Emblem games, it's kind of like this meme that there's always these royal characters, and the royal characters, they'll usually have 2 retainers. And oftentimes the retainers, there's like 1 feminine, 1 masculine retainer. And these retainers like go with them everywhere and they support them and they act as a unit. But there's like the royal that's like at the head, helming it. And then there's the 2 retainers that support them and give them that needed support. That's the exact energy I sense here, honestly, is that there's like these main royal mega dragons holding that energy most strongly at the helm, but sometimes they'll have these retainers, these supporters, to come in with different flavors of energies that might be needed. So hypothesis number 4 is that the collective longing and yearning for dragons is going to intensify. Really like odd thing to say, I know, but like what this will look like is more people are just going to be wanting dragons like in their fiction and be seeking out like How to Train Your Dragon, let's say, and Aragon and Wings of Fire, and be like looking for dragons in fiction, wanting to connect with this energy and however they can. And more people that are creating right now, such as myself, might be creating fictional like worlds with dragons and things like that. You might be seeing more shows and movies, video games, books with dragons, centered around dragons, as the collective really is longing now to reconnect with that energy, to reclaim their innate dragon energy. And this can also look like people that maybe had no connection to dragons or even fantasy worlds, you know, when they were younger, like myself. All of a sudden they're going to see like dragons everywhere now, and they're going to feel this connection to the dragons, and they're like, where is this coming from? I think a lot of people are even going to shut it down and think it's childish because they associate it, just like unicorns, for example. They associate it with childhood, with kids, with fantasy, with imagination. But this is how it kind of warms them up for an awakening moment. So yeah, collective longing for dragons, that's going to increase, that's going to intensify as we connect more and more with the dragons and the mega dragons, and we ground these frequencies. So that's what I've got for you guys today. As always, I'm really curious to hear from you. If you want to let me know in the comments, how are these lining up with your own hypotheses? What are you getting any hits that I haven't brought up, that Carrie K hasn't brought up? Like, what are you receiving about the mega dragons that you feel called to share? Please drop it in the comments. This is a safe space. Would love to hear what you're receiving. And yeah, if you've connected with the 3 that just woke up, the white, the bronze, and the silver, really curious to hear what you think of their energies. I think they're really fun, really powerful beings. And then also let me know, do you want to see more on the Mega Dragons? Should I make more Mega Dragon videos? I'm curious if this is something that you want to learn more about. And if you do you have specific questions that you want me to answer on the Mega Dragons? And I can, of course, like, yeah, channel them, get some more answers for us all, because I'm also in the dark here. I don't really know too much about them from up here, but the answers come through when I open the channel. So I'm happy to do more videos on that if that's something you guys are yearning for. If your longing for the dragons is there, for the mega dragons, I'm happy to assist. So finally, before I go, this month in December, I have pulled my energy back from the collective a bit. I'm not going to be putting out as much content, trying to go slow, to rest, to integrate. But in my private community, the House of the Spirit Dragon, we are going to meet twice starting next week. And we have 2 powerful sessions with the ether or spirit dragons. This is exciting because we have never worked with them in the house before, and it represents a very cool culmination completion point because they are the only dragon elemental we have not worked with in the house so far. So I feel like some big powerful initiation or activation is going to happen when we work with them. So you're going to meet your personal ether dragon guide, and then we're going to work with the ether dragon collective and see where they take us. We'll see where they take us. So if that's something that really calls to you and that speaks to you, I will leave a link to join us in the description below. Would love to have you there. Would love to co-create with you there. Either way, I wish you guys like a super chill, super powerful, super celebratory, I can't even talk, December. It's really a positive time if you let it be. It's very exciting developments happening. So just rest, receive, know that you are so worthy of all the blessings in your life and incoming into your life. So me and the dragons love you forever, my friends. Much love on your journey, and stay powerful.